Even in death, a constant reminder for Rashid Shayboub that he'd lost his son Tariq months ago. The S9 postcode is clearly visible on a piece of art created by the teenager, a sign, perhaps, of loyalty elsewhere. His father describes his son's refusal to cooperate with police after being stabbed a week before he was killed.
What he did, I don't know. Tariq just told me. Two detectives in the hospital. He said, just say who did it. He know. He didn't say.
Today, one family friend expressed what some feel really happened.
A feud between certain people, what carried on and progressed over the last 5 weeks, to a point where it was so easy for them to get hold of guns. Because as far as I understand, he was shot in the back. Not the way they're saying, gang style, facing one another.
The skin is sore and my skin is kind of light.
Videos of the rapping teenager is perhaps evidence some conclude of a link to gangs. His former classmates today spoke openly about their fears.
I don't like going out on my own now, you see, because I could be walking past and someone might go, where are you from? I might just say I'm from Tinsley or S9, because it's all about where you're from nowadays, you know what I mean? So if I might say I'm from S9, someone might just come and stab me up or whatever, you get me?
Basically, it's pretty proud from where you're from.
Police say they want to break a cycle of criminality. That includes making the possession of these type of weapons seized on the streets far from glamorous.
There are a broad range of reasons why people join gangs, just to feel safe, sometimes to be an organised criminal gang and engage in criminal activity, and sometimes just hang about on street corners and just have social networking. What we want to do in Sheffield is tackle young people at the early stages of being involved in gangs.
There was also a simple message today from Doreen Lawrence, whose own son was stabbed to death on the streets.
And the night when Stephen killed, it wasn't just his life was lost, it was the rest of the family and people around him, all his school friends, whose life were destroyed. And that's what happens in knife crime and gun crime. So many people's affected by it. And I think sometimes the young people themselves probably don't understand the pain and, you know, some of the trivial things that people get hurt for.
But you don't need to look far to see what this community really wants. David Davis wants a public debate on civil liberties, and he's getting one. The critics and the Prime Minister say this is all a stunt, but on a visit to his local party office, he was defiant.
When you're doing a stunt, you don't put your career on the line. You know, you don't do that. And you don't do it with an issue as serious and important as this. Nobody denies the issue is important. Nobody denies, even those who are attacking me in the press this morning, don't deny this is an issue of high principle, which should be defended. So let's have the contest.
And the MP for Howden and Halton Price has the backing of his local party.
We fully support David. We picked David as our MP because of the principled stance he takes. We picked it for those qualities, and on that basis it's our job now to make sure that we support him.
David Davis's decision to resign as an MP over 42-day terror detention has taken everyone by surprise, but it's unclear whether he will face any meaningful opposition when he stands again to fight a by-election contest here in Howden. UKIP MEP Godfrey Bloom stood against him in 1997 and may do so again.
But what I don't want is half a debate. Let's have a full debate about our freedoms, where they've gone to, where they're going, the whole gamut of our freedoms, and I think that would be a good and healthy thing for the nation and a noble thing to do.
With Labour unlikely and the Lib Dems unwilling, former Sun editor Kelvin Mackenzie told ITV News he would be involved.
I think the whole point about democracy is you shouldn't have one. That's called dictatorship. That's called Zimbabwe, right? There should be two. And I don't want to see him get a clear run. We've already got a Prime Minister who had a coronation rather than get elected even by his own people. I don't want a coronation for somebody like David Davis, who suddenly said to himself, I tell you what, I'm sick and tired of hanging around listening to David Cameron's views. I'm going to start spouting my own.
The campaign now begins as David Davis embarks on a one-man crusade to defend civil liberties. Arriving here at Magna, clue what to expect, but anything called the awesome foursome has got to make you nervous.
So this is my first challenge, a zip wire, and it starts all the way back up there. I'm told it's like a walk in the park compared to the big stuff. And you know what? I'm feeling confident. Did I say confident? Okay, let's go.
Right then, you, let's get you going.
Hey! Woo! Nice and easy warm-up. What was all the fuss about? 3 to go. On the way up here, one of the guys said to me, enjoy. I'm not so sure if that's the right word. I was expecting something a lot worse than this. Yeah, that was quite something, I have to say.
Nice one, mate, well done.
I really enjoyed that.
Cool. Right,
I'm ready for more. With my next challenge, I have to say these ropes feel just a bit flimsy.
So, 5.
This is the latest craze, the power fan. And it's the only one of its kind anywhere in the world.
Well done.
Whew. Is that it? There's one more, right, okay. This last one has to be a leap of faith. But listen, just give me a minute. When I was young, I jumped from bed to bed pretending I was Superman. The technique, I'm told, is the same. The only thing is I can't fly and those beds weren't far apart.
3, 2, 1, bungee.
Bungee! Whoa! Ah! 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 Get me down! Get me down! Whew! Whew! Ah! Ah! Never again.